Conversations about the latest and the greatest in the world. We can talk about that man, or you can tell me about old girl. Got a secret, hey, don't lay it on me. You need a friend, I'll be your big homie. Let's take a sip and talk it out. Therapy without the couch. On the rocks is what you need. Come toast reality with me, hey. Now tuned in to Rhonda on the Rocks.
Oh, didn't mean to do that. What's up, everybody? Let me close this out. 1 second, y'all. I struggle with this every single time. Okay, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Rhonda on the Rocks podcast. It is Taco Tuesday, and I am here to chat with you. This is going to be a very random episode, and I'm not going to be before you long, but I have a lot to share with y'all. I have so much to share with y'all, and I hope that you find this as entertaining as I have. So welcome back. It's been about 2 weeks since the last time I was before you. Because life just been lifing, and not in a bad way. It's been actually very, very good, but it's just been super, super busy. But shout out to my accountability partners, Mr. D. Smith from the Boy Please Whatever podcast. If you are not following his podcast, please go on over to Boy Please Whatever. He's on YouTube. He's on Instagram. He's on Apple and Spotify. You can find him wherever you find your podcasts. Boy Please Whatever podcast. But anyway, D is one of my accountability partners, along with Silk, along with my former neighbor, Jackie, along with so many other people. But these are the people who constantly remind me, like, girl, we ain't got no episode. What's going on? D called me yesterday. What's today? Tuesday? Sunday. Called me Sunday and was like, yeah, why you ain't did no episode in 2 weeks? And I don't think I know he understands, but I don't think everyone understands how much energy and like brain power it sometimes takes to get on this mic and to do these episodes, particularly when I do them live. It's one thing to do them pre-recorded because I can start, I can stop, I can like edit stuff out, all of that. But when I do it live like I am right now, it ain't no going back. Like what's out there is out there. And I can't like go back and edit it. So I'm constantly thinking about that. And that takes a lot of energy. Not an excuse, because this is definitely something that I want to do. But sometimes, y'all, I just be tired. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know if people actually are going to watch, or if people are actually going to listen, or if they even care to watch or listen. So it's a battle. But when my accountability partners come in and they on my ass, then I have no choice but to get up and give the people what they want. Okay. So anyway, I'm back. I've been doing quite a bit of traveling over the last few months. I made a joke yesterday on Facebook, and I love dark humor, especially when it's something that pertains to me. I try to make light of very serious situations because it helps me to cope. And I am working on that with my therapist, because I'm not avoiding the trauma, but I very much am like trying to cope with it. So I use dark humor. So anyway, I made a post that said, essentially, like, I've been out of town every month this year. I said, but in January, I almost took a trip to heaven. But I've been in the sky every month since. And I thought that was hilarious. When I thought of it, I was like, oh, I got to post this. And I thought it was funny. If you don't know, I was in a pretty serious car accident back in January, which I'm still in physical therapy for right now. I still have issues with my back because of this car accident. And so I'm dealing with that. And sometimes it can be pretty overwhelming. It can be hard, especially because I sometimes feel like a 90-year-old woman, depending on how my back wants to feel that day. It really impacted my workouts. It's impacted a lot for me. So sometimes I have to make light of things in order just to be able to cope and to deal with them, because it's been a challenge. But nevertheless, I'm here. I'm back on the mic. Also, shout out, speaking of Mike, shout out to a friend of mine. I call him cousin. His Instagram is I go by Big Mike. He's the influencer that says, give me some. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, but he got a chance to go to Keith Lee's Family Day. I think it's like a food festival and like a family picnic down in New Orleans. And he was posting on his story, like he got to meet Keith and he got to meet Kev on stage. And y'all know I love Kev on stage. Love him. I have his book literally right here on my desk, Successful Failure. So if you don't have it, go grab it. But Kev on stage is like just a huge inspiration to me. And he it's just something about the genuineness that he exudes that just really keeps me locked in. I feel like he, despite all of his own personal success, he's always looking out for people. Like, I feel like he's always trying to put other people on so that they can also hit some of their goals. And I just admire that so much. I really do. And so Mike, my cousin, my friend, got a chance to meet Kev on stage. And so when I saw it, I swiped up. I'm like, oh my God, I love Kev on stage. And he was like, yeah, I told him about my friend Rhonda on the Rocks. And that just meant so much to me, because I aspire to work with Kev on stage in some capacity someday. Like, I really would love to be a part of the things that he has going on. And I even on my vision board, I'm like, I'm going to work with Kev on stage someday. Like, me and him are going to do some amazing things together. So for my friend to bring my name up when he was in the room with Kev on stage, and whether Kev on stage remembers or not, it just meant the world to me for him to do that. I really can't even put into words how much it meant to me for him to just mention me in space with someone that I really, really admire. So shout out to I Go By Mike. He is a amazing content creator. He is so funny. He's always tagging me and stuff on Instagram, and we share laughs and all of that good stuff. So go follow I Go By Big Mike on Instagram. I guarantee you it's going to be a good time. What's up, D? How you doing? I told everybody I was on here doing a show because you got on my ass on Sunday. So not just because you got on my ass, but that definitely was the motivation to be here on tonight. All right. So outside of that, I got a chance to travel to Los Angeles this weekend to celebrate my brothers. As you guys know, I have 4 brothers. 3 of them are older, 1 of them is younger, and they are just out here doing some amazing things. My younger brother turned 30 years of age on Sunday, which was crazy because I vividly remember the day that he was born. Like, vividly. And it was so funny because I went to school and lied and told my friends, my mama finna have a baby today. And sure enough, God didn't let him make a lie out of me. Huh? I went to school and told a lie, and God just came right in and cleaned it up and had that boy be born on the day that I told everybody he was going to be born. So shout out to my little brother. Happy birthday to you. Welcome to the next decade of your life. I pray that God blow your mind. And then my other brother, 7, he earned his MBA And so I was out there celebrating him this weekend as well. And it's just nice to be away. It's just nice to be away. Los Angeles is not a real place. It is actually a crazy place, crazy expensive. I ended up staying in a hotel out there. I normally stay with my brother, but this time I'm like, let me do something different. Let me just kind of like really make it a vacation for me. And so I stayed at this really nice hotel. And the first night I got there, I was like, I'm finna go down to the bar. I'm finna have me a lemon drop. And so I go down to the bar, order my lemon drop, and I'm sitting there with my lemon drop and talking to this older woman who's next to me. She had ordered her a shot of scotch. I'm like, okay, the girls is down here doing our thing. And so my brother came to pick me up. And so I was like, oh, let me get a Red Bull because I need to have some energy to go all night. Now, LA is 2 hours behind Chicago. So when I left home, it was 6 o'clock. And when I got to LA, it was 8 o'clock, but it was really 10 o'clock at home. So I'm starting to feel the heaviness of that and like starting to get tired. So I'm like, let me get a Red Bull. So the bartender gives me my Red Bull. He's like, oh, the Red Bull was on the house. Don't worry about it. I'm like, okay, bet. Like, I'm out here. Why that man passed me my receipt and my one lemon drop, my single lemon drop was 26 United States dollars. That was before the tax. Before the gratuity. Before the tip, one lemon drop was $26. I could have gotten an entire bottle of Patron for $26. For sure could have gotten some Terramana for $26. Like, I was in disbelief. So needless to say, I didn't take my bougie ass back down to that hotel bar. All the drinking that I did after that was out in the world with my brother or at his house. But anyway, had a ball, took a red-eye flight home this morning. Was super tired, but still had to jump in and work because that's the only way to pay for these trips is if I go to work. So grateful for my job and grateful that I have the flexibility to be able to, kind of move in that way. So that was a excellent time. I have some other trips coming up. I have a really good friend who's celebrating his birthday in July, and I can't wait to go party with him and all of his other fans and friends. And then I'm taking a family trip coming up soon as well. So my goal, my goal is to travel every month this year in some capacity. Some of these trips might be road trips because flights are astronomical. Like they are just higher than they've ever been. Rest in peace, Spirit Airlines. I didn't fly Spirit. I'm not a Spirit girl, but I think losing an airline has contributed to the increase in prices on all of the other airlines. And it's just a bit much. I'm going to get into my experience lately with Facebook dating in a second. But I did meet a guy on Facebook dating, and we were talking earlier today just about travel. And I was saying one of the things about me that I'm not willing to compromise on is my accommodations when I travel. I cannot stay at the Best Western. I can't stay at the, William Johnson? Howard Johnson? I don't even know the name. Who is Howard Johnson? Why does he have a hotel? I just can't. I cannot stay in those places. I was like, if I was to go on a vacation and a nigga called himself trying to surprise me with a trip and he picked a hotel that wasn't up to my standards, my pussy not gonna get wet. It's not. Like he gonna be mad because there won't be any sex. I can't. Like I physically cannot be comfortable in places like that. Now, I'm not saying that I have to stay at the fucking Four Seasons, right? Four Seasons is nice. I don't have to stay at the Four Seasons, but I feel like I can stay at the AC. I like Moxie. I like a lot of the Hilton brands. I like Marriott brands. Not all of them, but I have to stay somewhere where I'm comfortable. I'm going to read them reviews. I'm going to make sure that they got the right things going on. And I believe the people who write the reviews, because if you're taking your time out to write a review about a place, then you're not lying. You're not lying. Now, you may exaggerate something to try to get a credit or something like that, but most of the time, you telling the truth about your stay. When I went to Atlanta back in April, I stayed in the AC hotel. Loved it. Loved it. They gave us drinks when we came in. The room was clean. The bathroom was clean. The parking was easy. It was right by the airport. Literally could have walked to the airport from my hotel. So outside of like planes flying over all day and night, it was nice. The bar was nice. Like, just everything was nice. And that's the way that I have to travel. I just cannot stay anywhere. And a lot of people find that bougie, and a lot of people find that, they think you think you're all that because you don't want to just stay anywhere. I'm not a person of the mind where we just sleep in there. Yeah. And I like to be comfortable when I sleep. That's why I change my sheets on my bed at home and make sure that my space at home is comfortable, because I want to sleep good. I can't sleep good if I feel like I'm going to be itching when I get up out the bed. Oh, I can't do it. I'm sorry. I cannot. So, yeah, before we get into my Facebook dating chronicles, I just want to dive into this topic that's been pretty popular on social media. I've talked a little bit about it on my own platform, just through reels and stuff like that. But Cheyenne Bryant, I'm not going to call her doctor, because she hasn't earned a doctoral degree. I will call her coach. I will call her influencer, content creator. What else can I call her? Public speaker. I can give maybe counselor, something along those lines, but it's not going to be doctor. It is so embarrassing as a Black woman who is educated, very well educated, for this woman to play in everyone's face. I'm not really sure, outside of the fact that she's like lying, I'm not really sure why she continues to dig this hole for herself. I think that what particularly annoys me is that she leans into the religion, right? She leans into, well, I don't have to prove myself to anyone but God. God is my judge, and ... Baby, God ain't got nothing to do with what you online telling these folks. Leave him out of it. If I was God, I would be so mad. If I was God, a lot of y'all would be going to hell, because y'all be bringing up my name and putting my name in stuff that don't have nothing to do with me. If I was God, like y'all be bringing me up and putting me in some mess that don't have nothing to do with me. Like, Cheyenne, if you don't have the degree, that really is okay. But don't keep trying to convince us that you have something that you don't have. We don't believe you. Because if you had the doctoral degree, you would just simply prove it. Just prove it. And it's not about proving something to people. It's more about, like, you told us something that we didn't ever have to know. You could have just been Coach Cheyenne Bryant. That's it. You put the doctor in our face. You wearing a necklace that says doc, knowing good and goddamn well you're not a doctor. And people have gone back and forth with me online about it, and I'm just like, y'all are missing the point. Y'all always trying to bring a Black woman down. No, it's not about bringing a Black woman down. She's bringing Black women down. Because now, all of these women, these Black women who have earned these doctoral degrees, now they're put in a position where they have to prove that they have earned something that they have earned. Because now, all Black women who have earned these degrees, not all, but some Black women who've earned these degrees, their degree is going to come into question. Because you have people like this that's out there lying. You didn't think about how your words, your actions impacted other people. For someone who's supposed to be this coach and this inspiration and this, you're supposed to help people better their lives, when you yourself don't even think about how your actions are impacting other people. It's not right. It's not right. We're not even saying that the advice that you're giving isn't quality. We're not saying that the advice that you're giving isn't life-changing for the better. All of that can be true. But it's hard to focus our attention on that when you lied about your credentials. When really all you had to do was say, I'm a life coach. There's plenty of people out here that's life coaches. Plenty of people that are life coaches. Like you just fucked up, sis. And I don't respect the fact that you won't take ownership. People mess up every day. They mess up every day. But it's the accountability and the ownership that people are more forgiving when you own your mistakes, when you own the lies that you told. Maybe you really, really want to get a doctorate. Maybe you went through the program and didn't defend your dissertation. That's not easy. Nobody is saying getting a doctorate is easy. That's probably the hardest shit that a person can do. I'm not doing it. I have no interest. I have 2 master's degrees. That's it for me. That's all, folks. Wrap this shit up. You'll never call me Dr. Cohen. I'm good. She ain't a doctor, but everybody wants to be known. She's no better than folks claiming to be part of the D9 organizations. That's all I'm saying. Why? Why pretend to be something that you're not when it's actually something that you can be? It's not like it's not something that's attainable. And if you're as smart and as educated as you lead us to believe, then get the degree. Get the degree. I know plenty of people who have gone through that process and it's not easy. It's incredibly hard, but people do it every single day. Every single day. So put your motherfucking boots on the ground, beanhead ass girl, and get that degree and take that motherfucking necklace off until you earn it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. All right. So, y'all, I have been getting on Facebook dating for like a month now, actively using Facebook dating for like a month now. And I don't know why I continue to do this to myself. I don't know if it's boredom. I don't know if it's like, well, maybe, the 15th time is the charm. I don't know. I'm not really sure. I can't really put my finger on why I continue to subject myself to this type of foolery. But it hasn't been all bad. So this week, I've been a little bit more comfortable, I guess, with sharing my phone number with some of the gentlemen that I meet on Facebook dating. Now, at one point, I was giving out my Google Voice number, but now it's just like that's using 2 different apps. I can't really communicate in the way that I want to using that app. So I just be giving people my number like straight out, just raw dogging my regular phone number. And so I have been doing that. It's been cool. Like people who kind of be talking crazy, I just block them. Like it's not a big deal. But I met this one guy. Our conversation on the app on Facebook dating was great. Seemed like a very level-headed man, works, gainfully employed, nice looking, all of that. I'm like, okay, like this may have some, it might go somewhere. Okay. This is what I'm thinking. I don't know why I think like that. I'm just as delusional as Cheyenne Bryant. Just as fucking delusional as her. So really I shouldn't be talking, but I am because this is my podcast and I can do what I want. But like, I am just as delusional as her to think that anything is going to come from some of these conversations that I have. Now, some of them have been better, but this one was so bad that I ended up calling my friends on 3-way so that they could listen to the conversation. So share my number with him. He's like, okay, I'm going to call you when I get off work in about an hour. I'm like, okay. So when he called, I was on the phone with my brother. And so I just sent him a quick text like, hey, I'm on the phone with my brother. I'll give you a call back. I call him back. He doesn't answer. So now it's the phone tag thing. He texts me like, oh, I'm on the phone with my uncle. I'll give you a call when I'm done. So about an hour goes by, and I text him jokingly because this is who I am. I was like, boy, between my brother and your uncle, these niggas got a lot to say today. Just trying to make conversation, trying to just be light and jovial. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna call you in a minute. I'm like, okay, cool. So he calls, and the conversation starts out okay. But it was something about his voice. My right hand to God. It was something about his voice that I knew from the moment he started talking that I wasn't going to like him. I knew it. I knew from the moment that he started talking that it wasn't going to work out. So we, start with so what do you do? And all of this other stuff. And we get into the conversation of like past relationships. So he starts to tell me about his relationship with his oldest daughter's mom and the relationship with his youngest daughter's mom. And, we just co-parent and, I wish her the best and all of this. So prior to this portion of the conversation, he told me that one of the reasons why he was struggling to find love is because he felt like he was still in love with his ex. I'm going to just pause us, just put a pin in that. He is actively dating online and openly saying that he is still in love with his ex, and that is why he's having a hard time dating. I genuinely cannot make this up. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I already know that this is not going anywhere, but now I'm here for the content. I'm here for the shits and gigs. So he had mentioned quite a few times in the conversation that he used to be, this bad guy, and he was a street nigga. And when I was in the streets, so I'm like, tell me more about being in the streets. Since you keep bringing it up, obviously you want me to ask you about your time in the streets. So at this point, I didn't dial Genesis in, and she's on the phone listening. So he's like, yeah, I'm the oldest brother of my brothers, and I used to work at Family Dollar, and this was back when people was really using cash, and so we used to put the big bills under the register, and I was teaching my brothers how they could hurry up and like rob the store and have them get him the big bills from under the drawer. So I'm just listening to him like, so you a thief? You're a thief. You know what the old folks say? If you lie, you steal. If you steal, you what? Kill. So he's going into this. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, so have you been to prison? No, I ain't never been to prison. I ain't never, ever been to prison, but I've been to the county jail, and I went to boot camp, and the food that I had at boot camp, man, that was like better than the food in the world. Excuse me? You want me to believe that you were in prison having gourmet meals? That's what you want me to believe. You want me to believe that you were in jail having gourmet meals. You flat foot open your mouth and said that when you were in boot camp for robbery, that the food was better than food in the world. Okay? Stay with me, y'all, because this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. So I'm like, so if you weren't the one doing the robbing, How did you get caught? Oh, well, my brothers, they had got pulled over and I had some old clothes in the car and that's how I ended up getting caught. They tracked me through my old clothes. I guess he thinks I was born last night. I was not born last night. I wasn't born the night that we talked, and I know better than that. So at this point, I'm just letting him go on and on and on. Genesis is texting me on the side like you need to engage in the conversation, because at this point I'm checked out. I'm just listening and letting him talk, and I'm doing a oh wow, woo wee, that's crazy. I'm doing one of them every now and then, but he's literally not letting me get a word in. He's just talking. So then he goes into the "why are you single" question. And I'm like, I'm just, it just hasn't happened. The right person hasn't approached me. I'm just, enjoying my life. I'm actively dating, but I haven't, found the person, or the person hasn't found me that I want to settle down with. So he then goes on to ask, do you have children? And I was like, no, I don't. I don't have biological children. I'm a dog mom. This is the same line that I give everyone who asks me, do I have kids? No, I don't have biological children. I have godchildren. I have nieces and nephews. I am a dog mom. I am an educator. So I have had kids in my life. My whole life, I'm around kids all the time. Same spiel I give everyone who asks me, do I have kids? So at this point, he's in disbelief. You don't have no kids? No, I don't. Wow. So have you ever been pregnant? I was like, no, I've never been pregnant. Now I'm starting to get a little irritated, because now you're in my business. I said I don't have no kids. I could have been pregnant 20 times. That ain't none of your business. What I'm saying is, did none of them make it on this side? I've never been pregnant, but if I had been and I didn't want to be, either way, I don't have no kids on this side of heaven, okay? So he's like, oh, okay, well, is there something wrong with you? Because like most people, if they don't have kids by the time they're your age, it's like something wrong. I was like, I don't think there's anything wrong. I've never been pregnant, so I don't know. I don't believe there's anything wrong. It just isn't meant to be. He's like, oh, my right hand to God, y'all. My right hand to God. He says, oh, okay. I know what it is. I know what it is. And full of confidence, he says, you don't be fucking when you're ovulating. You don't be fucking when you're ovulating. That's why you ain't never been pregnant. I know what it is. Okay. Y'all, I wanted to scream to the top of my lungs. I said, excuse me? You don't be fucking when you be ovulating. That's probably why you ain't never been pregnant. Yeah, you probably one of them ones that when you ovulating, you don't be fucking. He said it so many times that I just I'm still speechless, as you can tell. I'm still speechless. Sir, like why do men think that this is okay? Like who is teaching these niggas how to date? Who is teaching them? Because that don't make no sense. And if there was something wrong, if I was barren and unable to conceive or had fertility issues, you doubling down about all of the reasons why I've never been pregnant is a huge turnoff. Lean out. I said I don't have no kids. Then he goes on to say, man, baby, you just don't know how spoiled you gonna be. You gonna be so spoiled because you don't have no kids. What are you talking about? What does me not having kids have to do with you spoiling? Y'all, I said all this to say, if you are in a committed relationship and that person ain't physically abusing you, emotionally abusing you, just stick with it. If they cheat a little bit, it's all right. Like, forgive them and move on, because I'm not fucking when I'm ovulating is what's out here. You don't be fucking when you ovulating is what is in this dating pool. The armed robber who said that the jail food was better than the food on the outside. That's what's out here. So if your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your significant other is, so occasionally they go get some head from somebody else, it's okay. Let's try to look past that, because I promise you, you're going to be fighting for your life out here in this dating pool. It is absolutely ridiculous. So at this point, I'm like, whoo, my God, I'm so tired. I need to just go ahead and lay down. I have to get up and go work out. At this point, Genesis then brought Layla in on three-way. So she's listening. They're texting me at the same time. And we're having a good kiki, because now at this point, we're making fun of this nigga. We're making fun of this nigga. So we get off the phone. He sends me a text, and I have to read it to you, because otherwise I can't recite it. I have to read it. What day was this? Did I delete it? I hope I didn't delete it. Oh, here we go. Hold on, y'all. I gotta pull it up. Of course, now I can't find it. Ugh. But anyway, he basically said, like, he's really sorry for talking to me crazy, and he still wants to talk more. And I told him, like, you know what, actually I'm not interested, because I was just gonna ghost him. I was just gonna block him and move on. And my friends were like, no, just tell him, like, you're not interested in having any further conversations. So I tell him that, and he sends me some text message that's not, like, it made absolutely no sense. Like, the words that he strung together didn't even make any sense. And then the last message he sent basically was like, this is why men aren't honest. So he felt like, because he was honest with me about being a thief and being a fertility doctor and eating better food in jail than he did in the real world, that because he was honest with me about all of that, that's why I didn't want to talk to him. And that's why men aren't honest. That's essentially why men lie. So yeah, that's what I got. It's funny because I even with things like this, I still haven't given up on, like, love and dating. Like, it's funny and it's content worthy and all of that, and I can use the story. But at the end of the day, I do desire love and companionship, but not at the cost of where I got to deal with shit like that. Like, sir, I could not go any further with him. There was no more conversation to have. There was nothing more to talk about. That was it for me. And so, yesterday I made a video, and I posted it on my social medias, and I was like, hey, men, when y'all make these dating profiles, have someone audit it for you. Have a woman, if you're interested in women, if you're interested in men, have men look at your dating profile and give you some feedback on it. Y'all niggas be on these dating apps with pictures that are from 1999. You ain't looked like that in 27 years. You've gained 117 pounds since that picture, and that's the one that you got posted on your dating profile. Or you got Every picture on your profile is you in a car. Are you an Uber driver? Why are you never outside of your car? Or you have sunglasses on in every single picture, so we can't see your eyes. We don't know what's going on here. You might be blind, hell, which blind people need love too. I'm not upset if you're blind, but like, I need to be able to see if it's cloudy. I need to be able to see if you looking both ways before you cross the street. You see what I'm saying? I need to be able to see that because I may not like that. That may not be for me. Every picture you got a hat on. No, let me see that head. I need to know if it's a slope on there. I need to know. I got a big ass forehead. You're going to see this on my dating profile. When I was heavier, I had I had swimsuit pictures. Hey, you're not going to be deceived by what you get in when you look at my dating profile. And so I put it out there like, y'all need to have people look at your dating profile. You putting pictures on there and your head is cut off. I always see is your outfit from the City Trends. Why? How the hell am I supposed to know what I'm getting into and your head is cut off? Or you have one picture on there of you in the gym and your bio says, ask me what you want to know. You ain't said, I like to work out. You ain't said what you're looking for, what you're interested in, nothing. Ask me if you want to know. So that means I got to do all of the labor to figure out who you are because you don't want to write a simple blurb on your dating profile. Go on ChatGPT, Gemini, whatever. Use one of those. So with that, I started a little business, a little side hustle. We'll see how it goes. And it's called Sir, We Gotta Talk, where I take men's dating profiles and just simply audit them, give them some feedback. Here are some things that you can add. And I'm doing this from a space of a woman who is actively dating online, right? I'm actually the one who has to encounter these dating profiles on a regular basis. So I know what I'm looking for. Even if you're not the most attractive, sometimes the story that you tell about yourself is attractive. That's what's going to make me swipe right. Sometimes if I see that you travel, right? Because you've posted some pictures from you being somewhere other than Chicago, you being out of the country. That's attractive to me because I like to travel. So yes, I want to see you in a couple of different elements. Stop posting these pictures of y'all in y'all hard hats and y'all neon vests. Okay, you work. You should. You should, but you don't have no pictures other than this? Or you post a picture of you at your grandma's 90th birthday party and it's you and every single cousin on your mama's side of the family. How the hell am I supposed to know which one is you? I'm just supposed to guess? I hate to pick the wrong one and pick your daddy. Like, we're not thinking. We're not using our brain. We have to use our brain when it comes to these dating profiles, especially if you think that if you're actively trying to date and you actually want to meet somebody. We got to put a little bit more effort into it. My dating profile has a variety of different pictures. I have some professional pictures on there. I have just my actual profile, like the one that you see that pops up, is just me laughing. That's who I am. I laugh all the time. I talk a little bit about my podcast in my bio. And it's not like, ooh, follow me on, YouTube. It's just, hey, this is a part of who I am. I talk about being a dog mom. Like, you gotta kind of tell a story. So anyway, if you know someone who needs their Facebook dating, Hinge, Match.com, Bumble, if they need their online dating profile audited, hit me up. I'm doing the first 3 for free. And after that, we can negotiate on the price. But I want to help other people as I help myself. If I'm helping these gentlemen have better dating profiles, then maybe it will come back to me. Maybe it'll be like a boomerang. I'll throw it out there and it'll come back to me and bless me down real good too. That is my hope. That is my hope. Outside of that, y'all, just keep praying for me. I'm just really excited about all of the wonderful things that are happening, not in my dating life, obviously, but in my life outside of that. It's just so many good things going on. And I'm having a really good time. So I just want to encourage people, because I forgot to mention this. When I posted the video, a man that I've never met, I don't know if he follows me. I don't know how he found my profile, but he left a comment and said, "Why don't you create a business and do this for us?" Basically, it was like, why don't you be the one that does the auditing? And I'm like, damn, like it blew my mind because I never thought about that. I was just saying, like, have somebody do it, never thinking that person should be me. But who better to do it than me, because I'm actively dating online. So it made a lot of sense. And so I was like, oh my God, thank you for that idea. And he was like, you're welcome. Now take this down and get busy. And that's exactly what I did, baby. Me and Zazie, that's my chat GPT. I put the idea in there and the wheels started turning, made me a little flyer, and we out there. We're out there. And I've had a couple of people hit me up about it. So I'm just really excited. I'm always inspired when I can be creative. I've never ever considered myself a creative person. Never. You can ask anyone. I've always been like, I'm not really that creative. I'm not competitive. I'm just Rhonda. But I've always just had ideas. I've just been scared. Even when I created that flyer, like I was scared to put that up there because I'm like, I don't want people to think I'm, doing too much. And what is everybody else going to think? What is everybody else going to think? But at some point, it's fuck what everybody got to think. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. If no one emails me, if no one sends me their dating profile, so what? You know what I did? I built that muscle of stepping out on faith. Not every idea is going to work. Not every video that I post hits. They don't. But there have been some that have. And I'm noticing the more consistent I am, this is why my friends be on my ass. The more consistent I am, the better. So I want to encourage you, my audience, take that leap of faith. Just put it out there. You got an idea about something, you don't know who's looking for you. You don't know that you might be someone's answered prayer. But we're so scared to do things, and the whole time somebody is waiting for us. Somebody is waiting to get their dating profile audited. Somebody is waiting. And I believe that I'll be able to help people and in turn help myself. Okay? If you are not, please subscribe to my YouTube at Rhonda on the Rocks, to my Instagram at Rhonda on the Rocks, Facebook at Rhonda on the Rocks. I've had a good time doing this show today. I will have some guests soon, but I've just been rocking out by myself lately and just building up this habit of being consistent. And I'm just really, really grateful. Shout out to the Afro Gemini. Thank you for hanging out with me this evening. You've just been commenting away. I've been seeing your comments, but sometimes it's hard for me to read the comments and to keep talking at the same time. But shout out to you. Thank you for engaging with me this evening. I wish you nothing but blessings. And please tune in again. Please share this. Please send this to somebody who may need a good laugh, because I don't be fucking when I'm ovulating. All right. Talk to y'all later. Bye.